How's everyone doing? I'm taking over, Aneel. Welcome. Is everyone liking this Miami weather? Is this a great conference or what? Awesome. Sorry, Aneel. Old habits die hard.
Look, I want to just say that first and foremost, Miami has captured the imagination of the world. And I have an inside joke with friends here that we just say Miami is paradise, period. And that I didn't know that life could be this good. And I'm from Silicon Valley. I've been there my whole life. I came here a few years back for a few days, and I never left. And since I came, I've grown one of the kind of most active, largest seed funds in the world, about $1 billion AUM. We've made hundreds of investments, 20 billion-dollar companies we've seeded, and have also, we own a sports team, so my dad's owner of Sacramento Kings, and Miami has more sports franchises than any city in America. And I'll say lastly, before turning it over to you, that I'm kind of a history nut. I've been following and going to Saudi for years and seeing the incredible development and leadership. And I just read Lee Kuan Yew's book, autobiography, about how he built Singapore. And you are a generational world-class leader. And it's a great honor to have you here and to get to ask you a few questions. What else are we missing? What's happening in Miami right now at a high level?
Well, first of all, thank you. And thank you for believing in us and moving here from Silicon Valley. And it was wonderful to have an opportunity to bring you and your dad on my podcast. And then he shared with me a story that he had with Steve Jobs, where he said that one of the most impactful Steve Jobs quotes was that Steve Jobs just wanted to make a dent in the universe. That's all. And a dent is such a small thing, and the universe is such a big thing. And so I put that quote on the top of the wall where I do my podcast. Just want to make a dent in the universe. And I think, you know, having been born here in the city of Miami, our city was incorporated in 1896. I'm the first mayor in its history that was born in the city. So you grow up with this deep love for the city that you were born in, with a deep appreciation for the country that my father emigrated to from Cuba at 12 and 7. And when you think about what we are building here in Miami, it is generational. I do believe it's generational. I think it's generational because we are understanding where the world is going. And the world is going to a more and more experiential economy. You can call it a knowledge-based economy. You can call it a digital economy. And I also think that cities are increasingly going to be built focusing on the most important ingredient in every human being's life, which is not how much Bitcoin they have in their bank account. Okay, it's your time. That is the one component you don't get back. You can't make more of it. Of course, you can focus on longevity and health and all that. So we built our entire city around that fact. And sports is one of those things that delivers on the appreciation of time, right? It's something you do with your children. It's something that you do you pass on, you know, the teams that you love, you pass it on from one generation to the next. And so I think, you know, that's the beginning part of the recognition. The second part is we're very blessed. We have great, you can call them partners, you can call them owners in our community. You just saw one right now, Steve Ross, who has made a massive investment in our community, not just with the Miami Dolphins, where he put hundreds of millions of dollars into the stadium to capitalize renovations, but also by bringing the Miami Open, which is, you know, they call it the 5th Grand Slam, and bringing Formula One, which we are now in year 3 of a 10-year deal that I think I was told that they just renewed for another 10 years. So, you know, we are, like you said, we are offering our residents everything when it comes to sports. We're the only city in America that has all the major sports and Formula One and the Open. And so there is no one that can go anywhere in the world and find a better sports offering than in our city.
Amazing. Sports is a $500 billion industry. It's been around forever throughout all of human history, and it brings people together, you know, across all nations all over the world. And Miami has more sports franchises than anywhere in America, and it has massive global events getting started, like F1, as you mentioned. Yeah. What is the secret to your success in partnering with these incredible franchises, and where do you see the future? What comes next?
I really think the secret to our success as a community is these incredible, you want to call them partners, owners that we have. I just talked about Steve Ross. Then you go to the Mas family. You know, the Mas family and Jorge Mas Sr., the father of George and Jose, was an icon in the Cuban community, of the exile community. And they have built a multi-billion-dollar business. And they have located their franchise in the city of Miami. We did a phenomenal deal with them that was approved by the voters of the city of Miami. And then they went out and got Leo Messi. And there were some offers for Leo Messi from certain parts of the world, including I think a $250 million a year offer. And he chose Miami. And then the question becomes, well, why does a Leo Messi choose Miami? Why does a Tom Brady, who just retired, choose to live in Miami? Why does Jeff Bezos choose to live in Miami? Why, you know, and on and on and on. Ken Griffin from Citadel. And I think the reason comes back to my initial point. We're trying to create a place where we value their most precious asset, which is their time. You can go to any billionaire in the world, and I would urge you to try this, and say, would you give up 80 to 90% of your fortune, if they're 80 years old or 90 years old, for 45 years of your life back? Who wouldn't make that trade? Who wouldn't want to start over 45 years earlier with $100 million and give up $900 million? Everybody would make that trade, because the most precious commodity is not the $1 billion. You can't take it with you. And so I think sports hits on, and there'll be a new iteration, which is, of course, esports, which we know is becoming a larger global phenomenon. My son is 10 years old. He just turned 10 on Thursday. He's celebrating his birthday on Saturday. And I have to now be a father in that forum. I have to learn how to play those games, right? Because if I want to work with him, if I want to enjoy time with him, it's not just about basketball, it's not just about football, it's not just about soccer or baseball, but now I have to meet him where he is, and where he is increasingly is in the metaverse.
Amazing. And just, I know these are short, so about a minute left. What are some of the things you're most excited about next? What do you look forward to?
By the way, I'm the mayor, so there's no time limits. I know Richard will get upset with me, but there's no time limits here. Look, what's next? I think like every global city, we want to realize our potential, right? I was born here. I love this city, and I just love to see the incredible people that are now living here and that are coming here and congregating here in conferences like this and others that we've had just in the last few weeks, and that we're having just in the next few weeks, leading up to Formula One. I think, going back to the central point, we want to become the central aggregator and the central deployer of capital in the world. That is where I want Miami to be. I call it the capital of capital. And by the way, I don't think I'm the only person that wants to be that. I think there are a lot of cities across the world whose leaders would like to say the very same thing about their locality. And so that's the fulfillment of my dream as a Miamian. And we see it happening, and I see it happening, and it brings me so much joy, so much energy. I wish everybody loved it as much as I do. You know, I have, like everybody in politics, you have your critics and those who, they want a different version of Miami, maybe one that resembles more New York or LA or Chicago. But I see so many people coming from those places to here because we do three things, and we do three things well. We keep taxes low, we keep people safe, and we lean into innovation. That's all we do every day, all day.
Thank you, sir.
You got it. Awesome.
Incredible.
Okay.